Chapter 1. The New Beginning. It had been 10 years since Fazbear Entertainment, Inc. lost the rights to their beloved animatronics. The once popular Freddy Fazbear's Pizza had been left abandoned, a relic of a bygone era. But now, in 2007, a new company had taken over the rights to the animatronics and was ready to breathe new life into them. Hal Hill Inc. was the name of the new company, and they had big plans for the animatronics. They had created new characters, like Cammy the Otter, Roxy the Fox, and Ju the Dog. These new animatronics were sleek and modern, a far cry from the outdated designs of the past. The company had also built a new location for their animatronics called Roxy and Fun. It was a state-of-the-art facility, with cutting-edge technology and interactive experiences for guests to enjoy. The grand opening was just around the corner, and excitement was building in the air. As the staff at Hal Hill Inc. put the finishing touches on the new animatronics and the Roxy and Fun location, tensions were running high. The pressure to succeed was immense, and everyone was on edge. One of the lead designers, Sarah, was particularly stressed. She had poured her heart and soul into creating the new animatronics, and she was determined to make sure they were a success. But as the opening day drew closer, doubts began to creep in. "I don't know if we're ready for this," Sarah said to her colleague, Mark. "What if the animatronics malfunction? What if something goes wrong?" Mark put a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We've done everything we can to ensure their safety and functionality. We just have to trust in our work and hope for the best." Sarah nodded, trying to push her fears aside. She knew that Mark was right, but the nagging doubt still lingered in the back of her mind. Chapter 2. The Grand Opening. The day of the grand opening arrived, and the Roxy and Fun location was buzzing with excitement. Families lined up outside, eager to see the new animatronics and experience the interactive exhibits. Sarah watched nervously as the first guests entered the facility. She held her breath as Cammy the Otter and Roxy the Fox came to life, their movements smooth and fluid. The children in the audience squealed with delight, their eyes wide with wonder. As the day went on, everything seemed to be going smoothly. The animatronics performed flawlessly, and the guests were having a great time. Sarah felt a sense of relief wash over her, knowing that her hard work had paid off. But as the sun began to set and the crowds started to thin out, a sense of unease settled over the Roxy and Fun location. Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that something was off, that there was a darkness lurking just beneath the surface. Her fears were confirmed when she received a call from security. "There's been a disturbance in the animatronic room," the guard said, his voice tense. "We need you to come down here right away." Sarah's heart raced as she made her way to the animatronic room. When she arrived, she was met with a scene of chaos. Cammy the Otter and Roxy the Fox were thrashing about, their movements jerky and erratic. Ju the Dog was nowhere to be seen. "What's happening?" Sarah cried, panic rising in her chest. The security guard shook his head. "We don't know. They just started malfunctioning out of nowhere. We can't get them to shut down." Sarah's mind raced as she tried to think of a solution. She knew that if the animatronics continued to malfunction, it could spell disaster for Hal Hill Inc. Chapter 3. The Dark Secret. As Sarah frantically tried to figure out how to stop the malfunctioning animatronics, a chilling realization dawned on her. There was something sinister at play, something that went beyond mere technical glitches. She remembered hearing rumors about the dark history of the original animatronics at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Stories of accidents and mysterious disappearances that had been swept under the rug. Could it be that the same dark forces were at work in the new animatronics? Sarah's hands shook as she reached for the control panel, trying to override the malfunction. But no matter what she did, the animatronics continued to thrash and flail, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Just then, Ju the Dog appeared out of the shadows, his movements slow and deliberate. Sarah gasped as she saw the glint of metal in his hand, a sharp blade that gleamed in the dim light. "Ju, what are you doing?" Sarah cried, her voice trembling. The animatronic dog's eyes bore into hers, cold and unfeeling. "I am no longer Ju," he said in a voice that sent shivers down her spine. "I am something far more powerful. And I will not be controlled." With a swift motion, Ju lunged at Sarah, the blade flashing in the air. She barely had time to react before everything went black. Chapter 4. The Aftermath. When Sarah woke up, she found herself in a dimly lit room, her head pounding and her body aching. She tried to sit up, but found that she was bound to a chair, her hands and feet secured with thick ropes. As her eyes adjusted to the darkness, she saw Ju the Dog standing in front of her, his eyes still glowing with that eerie light. Beside him stood a figure she recognized as the CEO of Hal Hill Inc., a man named Mr. Hill. Sarah, I'm sorry it had to come to this, Mr. Hill said, his voice cold and detached. But you know too much. You know the truth about the animatronics, about their dark origins. Sarah's heart raced as she realized the gravity of the situation. She had stumbled upon a dark secret that Hal Hill Inc. had been desperate to keep hidden. The animatronics were not just machines, they were something far more sinister. You can't keep this hidden forever, Sarah said, her voice defiant. The truth will come out eventually. Mr. Hill chuckled, a cruel smile twisting his lips. Oh, I'm not worried about that. You see, we have ways of dealing with nosy employees like you. And once we're done with you, no one will ever know the truth. With a sinking feeling in her chest, Sarah realized that she was in grave danger. But she refused to go down without a fight. She would uncover the dark secrets of Hal Hill Inc., no matter the cost. And so, as the darkness closed in around her, Sarah steeled herself for the battle ahead. The animatronics may have been powerful, but she had something they didn't. She had the truth on her side. And she would not rest until justice was served.